This episode of Man of Prestige, or you find out that a girl cheated on you, something like that, there's a broken heart, right? What that will feel like is a void that needs to be filled. And if you're not paying attention to, you have to fill a void, you're going to end up filling that void anyway, because there is no such thing as vacuum in our lives, especially when we're dealing with mental issues. There's no such thing as vacuum. Something has to fill that void. So it's either you take control of filling that void, or you let life and fate fill the void for you. And usually when that happens, that's not a good thing. That probably means you're filling that void with some kind of toxic, addictive behavior that can absolutely destroy you. So fill the void, be in control of that. Okay, sometimes what that means is get out there and date and even have sex with other people if that's not against your values, right? But point I'm making there is that you want to engage other people, not necessarily all the way in a romantic serious. All right, what's going on? So how real men heal broken heart. Okay, how real men heal broken heart. I'm going to give you 7 things you can do to help you get through broken heart. Okay, if you're watching this video, there's a good chance that you feel like you may be experiencing broken heart, or maybe you're not too sure, but you're feeling some type of way and you feel like maybe this is what's going on. Somehow you could relate with the idea of a broken heart, or maybe you know someone. And I'm going to give you 7 things that's absolutely necessary to get through to the other side of a broken heart. If you don't do the proper healing is not negative. It just means you unpack, you heal, you find out, you dig in deeper, and then you understand what's going on so you can move on with life. You see, life has a lot of ups and downs. That's just how life is, right? And if you don't pay attention to how you think of healing, it can absolutely destroy you. Okay, so think of healing as, I'm getting on to the next level. I need to get on to the next level. That's how you want to think of healing, and that's very, very important. All right, so number 7 thing that you will need in order to heal a broken heart as a real man is support. See, real men understand the limitations of a man. Excuse me. You're just a man. Okay, that's it. That's all you are. Excuse me. That's all you are. You're just a man. Now, that's a lot of things to be. Okay, a man, our brain are complex. We have feelings, we have emotions, and we have the ability to read logic, facts, and process information, and then create even better life and things like that. And that is a complex thing, and that can be confusing to any man, and that can create limitations, and a real man understands that. So when you're going through something as a person, a big part of that is to engage support. Okay, don't try to do it by yourself. Engage support. Okay, number 6, speaking of healing, heal. See, I already spent some time talking about healing. Healing is not a negative thing. It simply means going on to the next level. Everyone at any point in life, you're in a place where things may be a little bit confusing. Naturally, it's a natural thing, because you're trying to align all of these different logical things, and sometimes your emotions will get entangled up with that, and that is a variable. Right? Facts, right? That's a variable, and that is a hell of a variable to try to unentangle, to pick apart, right? Especially when you're the subject of the matter. It's a very difficult thing to do. So because of that, healing is necessary every now and then. As a matter of fact, I recommend that every now and then engage some type of healing. What does that look like? If you're a Christian, read up some Bible, talk to people, talk to your friends, engage your support. Healing can be as simple as you watched a YouTube video and you were able to get some clarity on something that's been bothering you for a minute, or it could be as big as you actually need to engage therapy for 2 weeks straight, maybe for 4, 5, 6 weeks every week, right? Something like that. Number 5, feel the void. When you experience a broken heart, there is a void that had been created, right? And if you don't feel that void, it's still gonna haunt you. Okay, it's gonna haunt you. Let's say, for example, a girl broke up with you, or you found out that a girl cheated on you, something like that. There's a broken heart, right? What that will feel like is a void that needs to be filled. And if you're not paying attention to, you have to fill a void, you're going to end up filling that void anyway, because there is no such thing as vacuum in our lives, especially when we're dealing with mental issues. There's no such thing as vacuum. Something has to fill that void. So it's either you take control of filling that void, or you let life and fate fill the void for you. And usually when that happens, that's not a good thing. That probably means you're filling that void with some kind of toxic, addictive behavior that can absolutely destroy you. So fill the void, be in control of that. Okay, sometimes what that means is get out there and date and even have sex with other people if that's not against your values, right? But point I'm making there is that you want to engage other people, not necessarily all the way in a romantic, serious relationship, where just be friends, get to know some new friends, right? Fill that void, and I'm going to give you other things that you can use to fill that void as we continue in this conversation. Number 4, self-development. You have to engage self-development, meaning self. Take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, nothing is going to be good. If you're not good, nothing else is going to be good. Your kids are not going to be good. Your wife, your mother, all these things are not going to be good. You have to engage self-development in a very deliberate and intentional way. Okay. Number 3, avoid blame, guilt, judgment, and condemnation. When people go through broken heart, one of the fastest things they run to is looking for a place, a person, a thing, a place, an animal to point fingers at, including self, which is why I added guilt, right? So anything like blame, guilt, judgment, and condemnation, avoid it altogether. When you do that, you engage your power. If you engage these things, you become a victim, right? And I'm talking about the other type of victim. There is an actual victim where I cannot afford to shame you as a victim. However, there is a victim where you actually can take control by simply disengaging from blame, guilt, judgment, and condemnation, and engaging your power effectively by seeing people or people that may have broken your heart, see them as just beings and put them down from the pedestal you may have placed them. And then by doing so, you're able to engage your power and engage the things you can control and leave the things you can't control alone. Number 2, patience. You're going to need patience. This is going to be a process. Healing a broken heart is a process. It probably did not happen overnight. Definitely damn sure it's not going to happen overnight. Okay, but even if it happened overnight, because we know that destroying a building can happen like that, but rebuilding that building is not going to happen like that. That's just a principle of life. So a real man understands that it's a process, so that's going to require patience. Now, patience is extremely hard for an average human being. So with that being said, you're going to need the number 1, the last but not the least thing: purpose. If you're not engaged in a purpose, no, that's number 1 sign that you're not yet a full-blown man. Okay, but what is purpose? Purpose is something, a life mission, something that's bigger than life, including your own life. That is a mission that you want to accomplish here before you leave this earth. Your own impact in this world, right? You want to engage whatever that is. What that's going to do is that's going to leave very little room and time for bullshit. You're not going to have time for nonsense. You're not going to have time for whatever has happened that made you experience the broken heart. But you're not just filling the void with fluff, but with purpose, with your life mission.